Good morning, everyone. It is bright and early in a sunny, for now, Spa-Francorchamps. We are here for round 3 of the ISDA GT3 World Challenge. And as you can see, the qualifying session is just beginning. The drivers are circulating on their warm-up laps, and we have plenty of time to appreciate all of their skill. Drone footage just, unfortunately, not smooth like it would be nice to be. Coming down towards Puon, the drivers will be coming down here at over 120 miles per hour before making their way on to the brakes to go around the tricky high-speed double left-hander. Speaker's Corner is also a tricky one, as all the drivers run through for the first time. As Verlic is already up to the start-finish line and on to his first flying lap. I think it's that button. I don't know why it's defaulted to having the names on, but that's what's happening now. Before we get too heavily underway, as a reminder, as always, I do have the YouTube chat open for everybody to pass on their comments as is needed. And any points arising, anything that I'm missing, feel free to put that in the YouTube chat, and we will hopefully get to it. We have the full functionality of the in-game replay system. And is anybody getting frame drops in the stream, or is that just in mine? Because if it's just mine, that's not a problem. If it's more than just me, then we have an issue. Trying out some new settings this week. Hopefully, the idea is to get a better live streaming experience for everybody, and showcase these custom liveries in all of their glory, rather than the compressed, bitty, particly effect cars that you're used to seeing on other live streams. One thing I have noticed on that 44 Porsche is that the entirety of the bottom of the car is white, even the diffuser. That's very interesting to see. Dan Minton is the first across the line with a 218.9, a very good opening gambit for the Bentley driver. Where will Verlic come round? I think that may have been ever so slightly disallowed, that lap. Maciej Heiler goes to the top provisionally as well. Just trying to get everything into order. As I say, technical issues are the name of the game at the moment. But a man who is on the move, not enough to go to pole, but we will see. Borovac is going to have a lap disallowed, but this could be a good opportunity for the Pirate Racing 22 car to impress as he comes out across the line. I mean, that wasn't quite what I meant. Let us go on a lap of Spa. I can almost do this blindfolded. I love this track so very much. First gear through La Source, measured on the throttle in the prototypes and those cars without traction control, but in this you plant the throttle and accelerate down the hill, down to the left-right of Eau Rouge. No hint of a lift, but a big old wiggle for the Pirate Racing car. Manages to keep it out of the wall, just very, very fortunate there for Philippe there. And as always, how dare I jump on board with a driver. Romano Berinic has gone to the top of the timing screen, so there is a lot of speed in that 22 car. If Philippe Berinic can get it all together for one almighty lap. Apologies, you may see have a little bit more silence than you're used to in this live stream tonight, because I guess who's got a sore throat. I've got everything that I could possibly need to make it to the end of the race, but fortunately it's only an hour tonight, so it's not one of the endurance stages, and there's hopefully I'll have enough breath left in me come the end of the race. Neither Zach is going half a second faster than he did before. That isn't enough to bring him up to the pace of the 8 car, but it's certainly enough to compete with Maciej Heiler and D'Couza, who now deposes Zach from the second row of the grid, the provisional second row of the grid. But I'm sure that position will come back very shortly. On the brakes into the final chicane at the bus stop. Can he get it across the line? That's all he needs to do. He's 6/10 up according to the split timers here. He will go third. 3/10 now off the back of Mansi in the 46. A whole new name. And is that supposed to be black, or is that just a missing livery? I will wait for Arthur to appear and inform us. So Aston Martin number 46, a new car to the grid and staking a claim on the front row in these early stages of qualifying. Remco Langendijk has just gone across the line to go 7th, was 7/10 up on his previous best. What a brilliant piece of work there. The 44 car of Verlich coming up through Blanchimont up towards the bus stop. Can he get that 40-40? I mean, he's got the best opportunity to be able to get out of the final corner. Massively fast Porsche gets on the throttle, comes across the line, is very, very fast compared to his previous time. Goes 10th from previous attempts. Maciej Heiler in the PCDC Motorsports car has got the first sector complete and is 2/10 up at the moment. Lost a little bit of time on the exit of Lecombe there. And Malmedy. And now through Speaker's Corner. Misses the apex entirely. Oh, there is something slightly wrong with that Audi, it looks like, as the time goes red. Neither Zach, however, has kept the car on the black stuff and is running slightly faster than we've seen before. Potential here. If he can hold it all together through the final sector, tiniest bit of draft off of the sister Ferrari. Perhaps into the braking zone at the bus stop. Just about missing the curb for the 89 Ferrari. Back onto the throttle, across the line, will improve, but not enough to take second position. Jamie Noble in the wrong car, it seems. In that 28 Bean car. Unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing the livery. We do on the 24. So Bewley comes to the line, looks as though he's kept it on the black stuff, goes to 17th. Jamie Noble is going quickly as well. Proved to be the faster of the two. Last time out of Paul Ricard. Can the pace of this Bean team be maintained? out of the bus stop into the throttle he comes. He's going to lose time on his previous best, but this one's a valid lap and will go 5th. 46 car still hasn't improved. Matthias Heiler, however, in the PCDC car is definitely on a march. Once again, let's jump inside with the Audi driver. Up to Lecombe he comes. On the brakes, really brave, going onto the curb on the outside of the entry through the right left, and then Malmedy is this horrible flat right-hander that you just have to feather the throttle and hope down to, I can't remember the name of this corner off the top of my head. Wow. I'll have a look at that in a second. Through Speakers corner or no name corner, depending on how old you are. Manages to keep it all together this time. Has the Aston Martin in front to potentially drag from up the hill towards the start finish straight through Poon. Lovely and smooth through the first apex and then on the throttle through the exit. Through now the lower half of the circuit, and he really is going to have the draft of that Aston Martin to drag him up the hill. This could be a potentially enormous lap for Matthias Heiler in the Audi. Just needs to keep it up underneath the wing of that Aston Martin, but the Aston Martin will have the outright pace in a straight line. Up towards the bus stop again they come. Oh, the Audi makes it, but is ever so slightly put off for a moment by the Aston Martin going wide. Will go quicker than he has before. Not faster than Berinic, but absolutely beginning to take the challenge to that Porsche driver. Under half a second now is the gap. Bruxelles, that's the name of the corner. Yep, we're doing one of these days today. Who else is going quicker than they have before? Look down to the bottom end of the timing screens. Borovic goes to second. The 22 car got it all together when it mattered. Still 5 minutes remaining, so plenty of space to improve. Who else is going quicker? Dejan Jokic in the number 12 Ferrari we saw earlier, just approaching a fast lap, is going significantly quicker. This could put him right up among the top 10 for that 74 car. Out of Stavelot and up towards Paul Frere. Left kink at Blanchimont. Just here. It was flat for the Porsche. I wonder if it's flat for that 74 Ferrari. He's very quick coming in to the final bus stop chicane. Has a very wide line. I wonder how much he's depending on the aero there to make that car work. He comes across the line and goes 5th. Nida Zak now the second Ferrari for, I believe, the first time this season as far as qualifying is concerned. Meanwhile, Mansi goes to the top. That has come from nowhere in the 46 Aston Martin. And what can Berinic do? He's in the first sector. He's up on his previous times, but oh, just this is going to be so close, and there's still 4 minutes left in this session. Mansi is going to be coming out on a new set of tyres and has enough time to absolutely make that work. Adrian Santic too is going faster. Langadike is going faster. Krishnic is going faster too. Even faster through the first sector. So Igor's really got hooked up in the faster section of the track. Dubovsek is up as well. I thought I saw a massive slide there from the Ferrari. Martin in the 710. Martin in the 710 is actually doing quite well. 3.5 seconds off the pace, but remember that 3.5 seconds is off of a 2 minute 16.5 at the moment. And somewhere close by to this McLaren, just at the start of the hill, up towards the end of the lap and losing milliseconds all the time, is Romano Berinic. Made a lot of time in the first half of the lap. Gets on the throttle. Can he reclaim that lead? He can't! I don't believe it! That's a dead heat. Let me have a look at the split times. That's insane! Berinic set the fastest Sector 2 of anybody on that lap and just managed to match the final time. He's a 10th off in the first sector. He is marginally 3 thousandths of a second faster than Mansi in the final sector. It is all the power of the Aston Martin that has given Mansi the provisional pole position at the moment. I am so sorry I didn't go to switch to live chat. Oh man, give me a second. Good evening, Arthur, Dane, Chris Thornton from the PCDC guys. Incredible. Incredible, but he's not given up. And Mansi will go no further. Mansi has got as much as he's going to get. Good evening, Jimbo. He has abstained from going out for a final qualifying lap. He thinks he's got all he can out of the Aston Martin to come and say hi to us in YouTube chat. Good evening, mate. But Berinic is going fast. That was terrifying. That was a big old freeze. I don't know if anybody else got that. But Berinic is going faster. Well, you've certainly put yourself at the top, the fierce end of the field, Jimbo. So he can't do too much. He's old. Porsche isn't OP. It loses so much time in the speed and power sections. But this is a monumental lap by Romano Berinic in the number 8 car. Into the bus stop he comes. He has 30 seconds left. He can try and improve this if he feels like he needs to. But I get the feeling there is not a lot left in that Porsche. To the top goes the 8 car by 9/100ths of a second. Heiler pushes Borovic out from behind his teammate and onto the other side of the second row of the grid. But Borovic too is on an invalidated lap. Where is he around the lap? He's not gonna get another lap in. Who else is looking to improve in this final section? Mattia Silva in the 33 Ferrari. Going through Bussell, holding it really, really tight. But is going faster. He's 3/10 up at the moment as Alexis takes the inside. 3/10 makes a bit of a difference, especially if he can go any quicker through the rest of the lap. What else is going on? Philippe Borovic is not going to set a faster time. Matthias Heiler is still going for that second position. I don't think he's going to get a 10th up, but he's hovering around his existing pace. Speaking of drivers improving, Toskovic in Sector 2 now, 4/10 up. 6/10 up is Mattia Silva. We have to keep track of these two drivers as they come towards the end of their lap. This could be pivotal position changes for the early part of the race. Heiler, I don't think, is going to improve. Judging by his current pace, Toskovic gets his lap invalidated. Mattia Silva, 5/10 up on his previous lap time. Very much could, if he gets it all nailed in this final sector. Out of the bus stop chicane, bit of a wiggle, got it absolutely spot on. He's 8/10 up. He's going to go up to 22nd position. And that is the end of, I think, all of our laps. The 112 is still circulating, but the lap time has been invalidated. Adrian Santic is going to come across the line. He is matching his previous lap, but will go no further up the grid. Maciej Heiler comes out of the final corner. He will stay third at a deficit of 2.43 tenths of a second, and then Toskovic will come across the line to finish out. I'm going to need a bit of a breath, I think, after that. I don't have any time whatsoever, though, because I need to take you through the starting order for this hour race of Spa for the International Sim Drivers Association. So, it is 3 for 3 then for the Pirate Racing car of Romano Berinic, alongside, I think that's Jordan. I don't have your full name on here, apparently, which is a shame. Jimmy Mancy. Sorry, my friend. Maciej Heiler. Oh, I've really broken that now. Wow. Maciej Heiler will start third in the Audi R8 PCDC Motorsports car, and then fourth will be Filip Borovic in the sister Pirate Racing car. Nidazak in fifth will be the first of the Ferraris, as he seems to be all the time. Jamie Noble is in an Aston Martin V8, not in the right livery, unfortunately. Dejan Jokic in the 74 will start 7th. 8th will be D'Couza. Adrian Santic will start in 9th in that 125 car. Matthias Miksik will start in 10th, with Remco Langendijk in 11th. Barnabas Konkali will start 12th. Tobovsek in 13th. 14th will be Igor Krishnic, with Dan Minton in that wonderfully turned out Bentley in 15th. Cups will start from 16th, with Verlich in 17th. André Couchard, with his live stream, is linked both in the comment section and below. And Ollie Charles will start from 19th. Max Bewley in the correctly liveried Bean car will start 20th. Toskovic in 21st. 22nd will be Silva. 23rd will be Kops. Tadic will start 24th. 25th will be Martin. 26th will be Maru in the 82 car. Dan Babic will be 28th. And 29th is our wonderful 900 safety car. So I do believe that Romano Berinic is the one that needs BOPing. Absolutely not the Porsche. If you look at the times for the rest of the field, we've just about got that sorted in time. So I'm going to have a very quick breath. One moment. As the drivers move away for their formation lap. The drone camera is doing all sorts of supersonic speeds at the moment. And we will take to the helicam a very slow formation lap by Romano tonight. A bit different to shake things up. Now, as we've said before, we have the benefit tonight of having the safety car to be able to condense the pack in case there is any first corner shenanigans. But let's very, very quickly take a moment to look at the standings. I did click blank, but that's fine. For this particular time around Spa, so leading the way, as you can see, is the pirate racing car of Romano Berinic, and close behind it is his teammate Filip Borovic, unsurprisingly doing really well to hold the lead in the team standings. Behind them, however, Simon Tabovsek with a lot of work to do tonight if he wants to defend that third place. Only 8 points the difference between himself and Igor Krisnic in fourth. Below that, it all gets very, very, very compact indeed. Neither Zach, really outperforming his current 9th position in the championship, has a lot of opportunity to haul some positions up, as does Dan Minton if he can keep that Bentley on the straight and narrow. After a catastrophic first race for the Team Bean team, Jamie Noble has managed to claw some points and positions back in the last race at Paul Ricard, and other noteworthy occurrences there. Abhishek Jha, so very quick in a out and out pace, but I believe missing tonight for LTC Esports, so will be slipping out of the top 20 and further down the order. So the tyres are warm. My voice is about as warm as it's ever going to get, given the current conditions. But we wait with bated breath as the drivers come up towards what will be the finish line in only an hour's time. Berinic is way out in front. It's odd that they're there we go. Every now and then ACC is very, very silly with where it decides that you're supposed to be. So let's get slightly further back in the grid so we can get as much as we possibly can. Helicamera comes into action on this occasion. Good evening, Steve. Good evening, Form Actually. And Loca AF, welcome to this incredible race. You say the Porsche will be P3 by the end of turn 4. I wouldn't take that bet, I'd be perfectly honest, because the pace of that Porsche in a straight line is deceptive. We wait then for the green flag to wave. The grid is all formed up, and that Aston is out of position, which is rather strange. Side by side they come down. Across the line they'll come now, and the flag is out. Verlich gets a drive-through already for being out of position. Porsche comes cleanly through a rouge. They go single file, other than the Bentley behind. Snyder Zach takes the inside of the track to avoid a collision. I think the rest of the cars have gotten through cleanly. They have, but by the time the lead has gone up to Lacombe, the rest of the drivers have only just gotten out of Radeon. Side by side, they go through Malmedy, but the Pirate Racing of Borovec has lost the position, goes straight on. Oof. That was terrifying. Let's not do that again. The 22 car losing out on the exit of Lecombe. But at the head of the Ollie Charles is going side by side with Cops into Puan. Will slide back into line just because he doesn't want to kill his race on the first lap. He's going to look to the inside. Can he get it on the brakes behind him? The Ferrari of Silva has been making some enormous moves. Goes around the outside of the Mercedes of Toskovic, and as they come through the... Where's the Ferrari gone? What happened to Silva? Now to test and see if we can get a replay done nice and easy. Nope. And the first pause of the day. We're looking for Mattia Silva, who had made so many moves in those first few corners. So up behind the Team Bean Aston Martin, goes side by side. Max goes to the outside. That is the Dan Babic 78 car that he's just going to slide up the inside of. So really getting super lucky with, or just well positioned in the 33 car. So what happened as he goes down into Campus? Because he was all over the outside of the Mercedes. Goes one way then the other. The Mercedes doesn't think he's going to make the attack. He's going to get up on the curb. Little bit of contact, but then, oh, he was assisted by the 112. Oh, how heartbreaking for the 33 car, demoted to 27th. Meanwhile, Maciej Heiler in the 213 Audi started to put pressure on the 46 Aston Martin. This is going to give Berinic a little bit of breathing room. He may have the fastest car in the corners, but on the straights, that Porsche is relatively susceptible should a driver get a decent run. All through Stavolo, that Audi is very quick at the apex. JB Noble up to 6th position as well. And up towards the completion of lap 2 now. And this battle is going to rage on. We know how insistent Maciej is and how much he loves a good fight. So expect that battle to go on and on through the race. Lots of opportunities, as well as Verlich drops down the order. He's in the pits, that's why. Ty Martin in that very, very uniquely coloured 710 McLaren. Doing very well. D'Couza on the back of Jamie Noble now. He lost the position a few moments ago. But what can that 80 car do in a straight line against the Aston Martin? Bentley's king of all in the brakes. Is there anything happening to Lecombe?
This is race control. Lap 1, turn 14 incident between cars number 112 and 33 under investigation. Cars number 112 and 33 under investigation.
Adrian Santic in the 125 is up behind the Bentley now. Just about gets the defence done, and that's all the Bentley needs to do. is keep the position on corner entry. Looks as though... it's Mixic in the Pirate Racing Academy team. All the fights going on around the bottom half of the top 10 as per usual. And we just need to keep an eye on the rest of the field at the same time. Remco Langendijk up in this fight as well. In the Aston Martin. This is where the Porsche is going to be weak. He does have the draft of the Bentley in front to help him up the hill. But so does the Aston. The Aston is quicker in a straight line. What can the Aston Martin do as they come through Blanchimont? There is a slight speed advantage to the Porsche. Can the Aston get on the brakes any later? He'll look to the outside, look to the inside. Nothing happening there. There's another Porsche all over the back end. So if he makes any kind of mistake, there's every possibility that he could lose out to that third Pirate Racing car. Borovic now looking to put the pace on Nidezak up the inside. There is a slight bit of netcode problem with that 22 car. This is going to cause issues. He just gives way. Thank goodness he didn't try and go side by side with that ping problem that he's having. That is Hyler. That's Hyler going slow. What has happened to the Audi driver? Coming down towards Eau Rouge, he's up behind the Aston Martin. There won't be any air going over that front splitter. He's going to go a little bit wide, just get a massive spin. Does he keep it out of the wall? Yes. So, the 213 is out of the lead fight, but will, for the time being, remain in the fight for the top 10. Now has the Pirate Racing Academy car of Mixic to work with. And this is going to be an interesting fight. Mixic with the setups, but perhaps...
This is race control. Lap 1, turn 14 incident between cars number 112 and 33. No further action racing incident. No further action between 112 and 33. Now race control is investigating incident on lap 3, turn 5 between cars number 33 and 101. 33 and 101 under investigation.
Ooh, what's happened to the 125? What's happened to that Bentley? Which Bentley is that? Is that... no. 21? That's not going to be Otto. That could be Otto Winkler. No, it's not. Who's just fallen down the times? 17th is D'Couza in the 80 car. That looks like it could be a better candidate. Yeah, that Audi is renowned for being very pointy. I just missed it. Well, I think he was all on his own there. Everyone having to take evasive actions. If the mid-pack is going to start making mistakes like this, there is an opportunity for a lot of drivers to make the time up. Borovic still on the back of Nidezak. This is where the issue is going to be for the Porsches, because they are very, very, very quick. We know how quick Borovic is. But without that top-end speed, the place where you do all your overtaking on the straights, it's not going to work. And lots of pressure for Felipe as well, because Berinic could really use him on his tail, playing rear gunner. He goes ever so slightly wider than the Ferrari, try and get a straighter line again. Looks to the inside up towards Blanchimont. The Ferrari gives him space. Remco Langendijk is doing exactly the same to Adrian Santic in the 125. The 36 finally close enough to make the pass, pushes both of them off the track. I do hope that neither of them get a corner cut warning, but that, I think that's all fair in love and war, I'll be perfectly honest. And the gap remains the same. Remco Langendijk got a wicked drive off of the bus stop that time round though, and will gain the position that Adrian Santic did possess. Further round the racetrack, Dan Minton in the 75 Bentley still holding strong in the old Boatley. It doesn't look as though there is any hint of rain as yet, but that's only in the last 30 minutes. There could be potential for rain. There always is at Spa. It doesn't matter what season you're in, there's always a potential for rain. Oh, Felipe Borovic has made the pass on the 89 car. We missed that, unfortunately. Well, that hasn't happened too long ago. Let's see what happened, actually. Let me just very quickly... replay... Replay? No. We'll do it this way for the time being. I can't remember where replay quality is. I'm sure it was on medium. I don't know what's going on with this. It was Felipe Borovic that we wanted to have a look at. This is a few laps ago. That's where the Ferrari made the place, I think. Yep, big old twitch at the time. Oh, wow. So it was on the exit of La Source, was it? What happened to the Ferrari? So that was slightly further than we thought. Just a big old stop to the inside and getting the power down a little bit quicker than the Ferrari. Great to see the 22 car now a lap further up. 5 seconds is the gap to the 46 Aston Martin, which Felipe needs to go and chase now. Dan Minton up behind the 100 Ferrari of Tabovsek. I think the Ferrari should have the speed going on to the straight, but there's obviously a lot of pace in the middle of this session for that 75 Bentley. On the brakes and telecom they go. Oh, big switch.
This is race control. Lap 3, turn 5, incident between cars number 33 and 101 will be investigated after the race. Lap 3, turn 9, incident between cars number 69 and 112 is noted, will be investigated after the race. Both occasions because of drivers disconnecting. Now, investigating incident between cars number 24 and 63 on lap 5, turn 13. Cars number 24 and 63 are under investigation.
Plenty of information coming from the race director there. As yep, there is. It's very difficult to race when ping is that. When I don't know if it's ping or if it could be. There's any number of things it could be. This is technical issues, isn't it? This is just like we get in real world racing. It's just that the names have changed. As Minton gets up onto the back. This is going to be infuriating for him. He gets all of the drive coming out onto Paul Freire. Up through Blanchimont, he's not going to need to brake, whereas Bobsek is letting off. He's so close. Coming up towards the bus stop, but the Ferrari goes defensive. Bentley can't do anything about it. Oh, but maybe he can. Maybe if he can just get the cut back, he gets the traction down. Can the 75 make it happen? The Ferrari's so fast in a straight line, though. Side by side, they come down towards the source. For the 7th time, Bentley on the outside, Ferrari on the inside. Ferrari's going to go deep. Bentley gets the cutback, and this is the battle that we will have going into Le Combe again, but the Ferrari concedes. This could be sensible on the part of the 100 Tobovsek car, because with the aero benefit of being up underneath the Bentley, that Ferrari is going to go even quicker in a straight line. Bentley has to go defensive, has no real choice. Pulls out of the draft, does the 100 car. Side by side, they come up towards Le Combe. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? Minton to the inside. Ferrari goes straight into the apex, runs super wide. There could be contact. Oh, very well held by Tobovsek there. Oh, Minton gets a bigger wiggle on in sympathy, and now Tobovsek is under pressure from a sister Ferrari, Concoli, and cops in the 23 Lexus. Meanwhile, and just behind, that Lexus is looking frighteningly aggressive on the back of the 51 car of Concoli. I mean, what is going on with Max Bewley there? Gets a big old tap wide, makes contact. Oh, keep out of the wall! Just the tiniest of touches.
This is a race control incident between cars number 63 and 24. Car number 24 gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. 5 seconds time penalty for car number 24 causing a collision.
So unlucky for Max Bewley there.
Race control will now investigate lap 8, turn 13 incident between cars number 24 and 84. Over.
And to add insult to injury, a 5-second penalty awarded to him for incident responsibility. Note that that doesn't mean that he is necessarily to blame for, or that he did it on purpose. It wasn't malicious, obviously, but it's just, it was his driving more than the others that caused the incident. Ferrari versus Ferrari. The fast boys from last week, Tobovsek and Concoli, come on to one of the fastest places in this Spa circuit. Through Eau Rouge, the compression is so strong as they hit that dip, and the car has to deal with all of that load as they then come across the top and into the Kemmel Straight. 96 of Mixig now up behind Adrian Santic. So again, Porsche v Porsche. They're separating up into their own groups. Yeah, I agree. It destroys it causes issues for the drivers around him. But fortunately, there aren't many drivers around him at the moment. Maciej Heiler is making his way back up towards the top 10. Remco Langendijk is next on his hit list. The Aston goes wider. The Audi can get into the apex, but that puts him on the wrong side for the chicane at Campus. But he sticks it around the outside. Side by side, they will come down into Stavelot. The 213 still holding it there. The 213 will concede and try and take a faster exit speed coming up. Paul Freire will run out super wide, and now the 125 is back on this battle. The Porsche may be slow in a straight line, but these two have been much slower. They've been slowing each other up massively. As Langendijk Where is he going to go? He can only make one move. He stays to the inside. Audi has to go to the outside. Adrian Santic is going to be watching this, rubbing his hands. As the Audi can't quite get off the corner, the rear engine Porsche now having the potential to take that 6th place away. The Audi comes back to the racing line as much as he dares. 125 around the outside. 96 is going to get the exit as well now, having been pushed off the apex for the 125. But they come down line astern. As very, very different lines. Some intentional, some not, and the Pirate Racing Porsche will be gifted 7th position behind Heiler. And Heiler, having worked so hard through the twisty section of Sector 2 of this Spa-Francorchamps circuit, will have to change his do it all again and try and make that attack work. Audi looks so very poised though. Coming down towards Pouan. Again they come. I think the Audi's going to try and do the same thing again. Gets a slightly tighter line. This time the Aston Martin can cover it off. Meanwhile, also Winkler, a very close battle here with Martin and Krishnic. Winkler has just made the pass, and now the McLaren's having to go defensive against Krishnic behind. Ferrari goes super, super wide to try and get a higher exit speed. Doesn't work on this occasion. Meanwhile, Heiler again, having not gone to the inside to try and run too wide through the end of Sector 2, is going to get a big old kick of oversteer. Well held, that man in that Audi.
This is race control. Lap 8, turn 13 incident between cars number 24 and 84. No further action. Racing incident. No further action between 24 and 84. Race control issues a warning to car number 22 for unstable internet connection. Car number 22 is issued a warning for unstable internet connection. Please fix it. Thank you.
I'm sure that's very, very difficult for them to fix in the middle of the race. Let's see if we can get a replay up for the incident that race control just talked about. It looks as though we can, which is always nice. But what was it that caused it? Through Speaker's Corner they come. They have the Lexus between them. The Lexus are going to go to the inside. The 24 car is going to get on the brakes into Pouan, and is the Ferrari just going to run into the back? No, the Bean car's going to rejoin and just get a big old knock. Ah, that's what caused that issue there. Oh no, make no mistake. ISDA is all about racing fairly and fairness in racing and adjudicating where it is necessary. These guys expect the very highest driving standards, and that does include the driving standards, well, the standards of the internet connection as well. I think, have we lost? No, Barvech has dropped down. So is that 22 car starting to suffer from real issues? Pit window is open. Come and get your service. Andre Kushar is first in, but was he too early? I wonder. We'll have to see if that is considered. Neither Zach is into the pits, however, and he is definitely within the window. That's excellent timing for the leaders. I'm shocked. And not so much Berinic. That isn't surprising. We have a slew of drivers into the pits now. Neither Zach, Maciej Heiler, Adrian Santic, Tabovsek, Charles, Minton and D'Couza both into the pit lane. Ondrej Kušar, as stated, and Dan Babic is in as well. Plenty of drivers making early stops. As soon as the pit window opens. So they will, they will be doing is they'll be trying to undercut the drivers who will be trying to take their pit stops later. Jokic in the 74 car then, trying to put pressure still on Kops. To finish the point that I was making before, ISDA management, the race director, will absolutely be on to all of the drivers where necessary to make sure that they are causing as little issue to the other racers as possible. It is quite believable. Well, I wonder if they can issue a mechanical meatball flag in the game. That would be really interesting to know. It would be a really, really niche thing to be able to do. But it'd be incredible to see. I'm so intrigued to see whether Babic is considered having a pit stop served. Yes! Yes, he is! And the 101 is going to have played an absolute blinder in this race. Jokic is still the closest man on track to any other car, but I don't think that fight is necessarily going to stay like that. Oh, they will fight into the pits, however. Now, this is going to be very interesting as well. Are they covering off the intentions of those behind? Intrigue, intrigue, intrigue. Ondrej Kušar. Down through the second sector he comes. He's in front of Dan Babic. But now, what will happen as Verlich has come out of the pits? Big old twitch on the exit of Stavilo. And where is that Honda going to end up? Oh, he's 3 laps down, unfortunately. That's really unfortunate. Both him and Babic had such an interesting opportunity to run so close together. There's not a lot else going on track at the moment through this pit window. The leaders still have yet to pit in the form of the 8 and the 46. The 96 of Miksik still hasn't conceded as well. Concoli in the 51 trying to save his tyres. Borovac into the pit and onto the floor. Langdijk is going to exit as well. But I dare say this could end up shuffling the pack again. Where have the rest of the drivers got? Jamie Noble has gotten in front of Nida Zach. Now I wonder if that has been done in the pit lane. If it is, that is an extraordinary achievement for the 28 car. as Krisnic has exited as well. Oh, Ferrari on the back of Martin in the 710 McLaren. This is maximum defense now for Martin. This could be some potential positions for him to keep. McLaren goes right to the inside. He knew he didn't get the exit that he wanted off the corner. To the outside goes the Ferrari at Pouon. McLaren has the corner. The Ferrari gives him a lot of space up the inside. We'll try and get the cutback coming down in towards Campus. It's not going to work this time. Can he get it done on the brakes this time? No. McLaren cuts to the inside as the entirety of the top of the field goes into the pits, and this is going to be something very interesting. Nailbiting 2 is closing in on Jamie Noble. Ferrari of Krisnic looking for a way past Martin in the McLaren. Drive through for Verlich. A bit of a night to forget for the Porsche driver. Ferrari goes to the racing line. McLaren goes defensive. He's going to have less speed coming out of the bus stop. Ferrari is going to have all of the speed, but just can't get it done. He's parking it on the apex so that the Ferrari can't make the most of that speed. Nailbiting goes to the top of the timing screens. Oh no, I'm reading that entirely wrong. It's absolutely fine. Berinic remains at the top. He is in 4th position. However, and this is a very, very large however, that was very nearly a very large accident on the exit of the pits for, is that Winkler? That is Winkler, who will lose out to this fight. Minton's back on the back end of the Ferrari. Nailbiting, however, this is the battle for the final step of the podium. And Jamie Noble has played himself into a blinder of a position. Through Stabilo they come. The gap in front is 10.2 seconds. But that's not what Jamie is concerned about at the moment. He just needs to keep the Ferrari and the rampant Audi behind of Maciej Heiler. The 213 car has had its problems, but it is now back on track and looking to assault, not literally of course, the 89 Ferrari. Nailbiting has to go a little bit defensive now into La Source. Will ride the sausage curb on the outside. How he did that, I don't know, because I've never been able to do it. So now the Ferrari is having to look in his mirrors as well as in front. Jamie Noble is able to focus forward and, in fact, close the gap ever so slightly to the 46 Aston Martin in front. Oh, and that gap is coming down 10th by 10th. It's not enough to make a difference. The second step of the podium is not on for Noble at the moment, but bringing that gap down is going to do him no harm whatsoever. What else is going on around the field? Not very much, unfortunately. Ferrari looks to the inside and the Aston Martin just tries to put him off. There was never going to be a move there. But that has put him off on the exit. The 213 goes to the outside. We know how good that Audi is through this section. Tries to get the cutback, but the Ferrari keeps it to the apex. Can't make it happen. Will he try to look up the inside into Savalo? No, he gets pushed wide. Not really pushed wide. Runs wide on the exit of Campus and will open up the gap to a mere 0.4 of a second. And now on the straight up underneath the draft of the Ferrari, that Audi has all of the straight line speed. It's so quick. So quick in a straight line. Especially for an Audi, but...
This is race control. Lap 14, turn 7 and lap 14, turn 12 incidents between cars number 3 and 710 are under investigation. Cars number 3 and 710 under investigation.
Side by side is the fight for 4th place. The Audi will brake to go around the outside. Ferrari is going to stick it on the inside. The Audi might have the traction, but no, the Ferrari got it straight quicker, despite having the more difficult line to take. And now the Audi has to try and make the gap again. They're going to come through Eau Rouge side by side. Audi will concede temporarily. Takes a massive cut over the inside of Radeon. And again, Jamie Noble is escaping with 3rd position in his sights. If he can just keep it together, he's fallen back a bit now from the 46 car, but again the Audi's looking in all the wrong places, trying to put Nidazak off his game. Looks to the inside, coming into Bruxelles on the brakes. He has the inside line. Can he keep the car to the inside? Yes, he can. The Ferrari just has to concede and make the most of the what was left of the corner for him to run. Now is he going to have a look through Pouon? No, a little flash in the wing mirrors for the Ferrari, but it is looking slightly more pointy in the dirty air of the Audi. Incredible, incredible driving from all concerned. Meanwhile, out in 3rd position, the gap has opened up to somewhere like 2 to 3 seconds. I'll get a legitimate number now. Yeah, 2 seconds is the gap. And the Aston Martin, without having to run any compromised lines, is leaving this battle. Now that the Audi's in front, is there anything that he can do? It's not, because he's going to have to go defensive. Not quite. For the Ferrari, who is desperate to have that 4th place back. Porsche v Porsche again. And just up the road from here is the Pirate Racing driver Barvech as well. 3.6 seconds as they came across the finish line just now. All things being equal, the 125 should have a bit of a draft to be able to play off. But it looks as though they're running out of gears more than anything else. I was just seeing if I could get that lovely dashboard cam back. But it appears perhaps not. Oh, Dacusa going through Malmedy. Completely missed this. He has a car on the outside. That is the Ferrari of Jokic. So was that a mistake, or was that pure pace that has led the 80 car to be able to find a way around the Ferrari? A fairly simple pass in the end, it looks like. And now out of Sector 2 they come to start the long climb back up the hill. That is Ollie Charles well within grasp of the number 80 car as well. D'Couza is not quite done with this climb up the field. Adrian Santig, the 96 car, got it all wrong at the bus stop, and that allowed him to get alongside into La Source. We've seen this done a couple of times. How will it work this time around? 96 blocks the inside. 125 takes a massive sweep around the outside. That will give him an extra 1 to 2 mile per hour on the exit, provided he was able to get the throttle down. It looks like he couldn't, though. Both changing gear in exactly the same place, so a fairly decent setup for both. But on this occasion, intentions denied by the Pirate Racing Academy car. Borovic now, an opportunity to get some screen time for the still ever so slightly laggy 22 car. Something not quite right with that PC or that internet. Oh, as he looks on the inside down to Pouon. Thankfully not enough of a drop to make contact with Remco
race
Langdek.
control. Lap 14 behavior of cars number 3 and 710 has been investigated. Car number 3 receives a qualification ban for the next race. Car number 710 receives a drive-through for causing a collision. Drive-through for 710 and quali ban for car number 3.
I see.
Race control will now investigate lap 17, turn 7 incident between cars number 63 and 74.
So the number 3 car has disconnected. The 710 is... we are going to be able to see it. Excellent. Even if it takes just a second. So what is this incident that we are seeing and talking about? The 710 gets some drive off of the No Name corner through Pouon. Again, both of them spinning. 3 car carries on keeping it planted. Having had words with the race directors.
This is race control. Lap 17, turn 7 incident between cars 63 and 74. Car number 74 receives a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. 5-second time penalty, car 74. Over.
So much more work being needed by a race crew than I'm sure they would like to be doing. Most interesting is that Hyla has finally climbed to the back of the 28 Jamie Noble Aston Martin, who has conceded another second to the 46 of Mansi. This is a very difficult proposition now. Audi's going to take a big dive up the inside. There is no overlap, so that's not going to stick for the time being, but the 213 has now shown its intent. And into Stavolo at the very base of the hill they come. Audi has the draft, the Aston Martin has the horsepower, and together they will ride up the hill towards Blanchimont. Through Blanchimont they come. The Aston Martin looks stable. The Audi looks fast though. To the outside, the Audi will look. Aston covers the inside, will run across the track. The Audi tries to get the cut back, but the Aston Martin just got the power down. I was not expecting that defense to have worked. Into La Source they come, and this is frustrating for Hyla now. He knows in clear air he could run significantly faster. the tune of 2 seconds, in fact. Here's an opportunity. No! Another big spin! This time he makes contact with the wall. And that is not going to be a very straight Audi anymore. Is that... Oh, this is going to be retirement for Heiler. Yes. Back to the pits goes Heiler, and suddenly Jamie Noble has a 1.4, 1.8 second gap to the next car that is pressuring him. The 80 looking to the outside of Ollie Charles has made the advance up towards the back of him, is now looking through Lacombe. Too wide they come. That's going to slow both of them down. But I'm sure Dacusa thought that that was a risk worth taking. Charles was, in fact, just behind the Aston Martin as they came across the split. But having made that attack, he now has all of the work to do again. As they come down towards campus. Yeah, Audi at Spa life. No, I totally agree. To the outside again, the 80 car has a look. That's not going to work. All it's going to do is slow them down, coming up towards Blanchimont out of Paul Freyer. The 80 has the speed. Will pull up alongside. Can he get the pass done before Blanchimont, or is the 63 going to go defensive? This seems like it's happened a little bit too much again. Bentley leaves the Aston space, but a little twitch from Ollie Charles is all that was needed to give the position to the 80 car. And now up behind is Bentley Ferrari, or Bentley Ferrari Aston Martin. Bentley of Dan Minton tries to make the position stick. Ferrari cuts across, coming down into La Source. 63 goes wide, will let the 75 car through. I don't think he thinks he's part of this battle. But that 74 car has a 5-second penalty to serve at the close of the race. So Minton, if he stays where he is, will absolutely be promoted a position for it. Big old twitch there. As Nida Zak now back up behind the 28 car of Jamie Noble. Noble's lap time wasn't any slower last time around, so that has absolutely happened because that Ferrari is starting to come alive. Endurance lights ablaze, and now the Ferrari gets another opportunity to try and take down the Aston Martin driver. Concoli in a Ferrari on Ferrari battle. This looks familiar. I think we've seen this battle before. Up towards Blanchimont they come. 51 with the draft. And the 100 in front looking like he might just about have the pace. Goes defensive but doesn't stick to it in the braking zone. And across the line, the gap will open out ever so slightly. Minton still on the back of the Aston Martin. Lots and lots of speed for the Aston, but the 75 has some traction now. Gets back underneath the rear wing of the Aston to try and get the pass done into La Source. Which way will Minton go? The Aston doesn't really move at all. I think Minton was expecting Charles to move a direction, either towards the racing line or away from it. Now they come down the hill through the scene of Hyler's accident. And that Aston Martin is so quick in a straight line. Ah, neither Zach has made the pass. It was as simple as it looks like. I dare say, perhaps a pass up the Kemmel Straight. Oh, I thought I timed that right. Out of Raidillon, the Ferrari has got the better drive. Aston goes right defensive to the inside. That's going to get marbles on his tyres and make it very difficult for him to get it stopped. Oh, Ferrari just gets it done around the outside. So incredibly strong in a straight line are those Ferraris. But that is the way the position went. Oh, big old oversteer moment for Nida Zach there. So not the most stable of cars at the moment. Perhaps not used to having the fresh air running over the splitter for Nida Zach. But now with that gap made, Noble will be ruining any potential mistake that he might have made. But that's a very, very quick Ferrari in the hands of Nida Zach. Tabovsek now up behind the 125 Adrian Santic, being followed very intently by the 51 of Concoli. This is about to be a very, very close battle indeed, as the drivers come to the highest point of the racetrack. Because would you believe the highest point is at Le Combe, and the Kemmel Straight is entirely uphill. It's why the effect is so keenly felt if you get a poor exit from Raidillon all the way up the Kemmel Straight. Unless you're a Ferrari, of course. If you're a Ferrari, then it's not a problem. Big moves being made by the 100 car. All he needs to do is stick close to that Porsche through the twisty sections, and then he can open the taps on either of the massive straights around this circuit. Remember, it's not necessarily horsepower he has though, it's gear ratios that the 100 car has in its favour. And now in the dirty air, Tabovsek is going to fall back into the grasp, potentially, of Concoli. Over the last split, they were exactly 0.577 seconds apart. On the brakes then, 125 is going to get a massive traction boost from that rear-engined configuration. But this is the important corner. The source. Tabovsek can't quite get it right. Concoli's now on his bumper. Potential here for Concoli not only to take one position, but two in the space of a couple of laps. But a couple of laps is all he's going to have if he's going to make the move stick. Okay. 23 laps completed by our leader then. Romano Berinic on an absolute storm. And I tell you what, while these guys are sorting themselves out, let's just ride on board for a moment with our race leader, soon to be 3 times winner in this championship, so long as he holds it all together. Our lap we're running alongside Romano Berinic is all yours. Please enjoy. And while that has all been going on, the ATR, the battle that was over the lower positions in the top 10, have absolutely fallen apart. There was some incident, unfortunately. But the gap that was... Oh no. They are still there. Concoli has fallen back now. That's what I was looking at. And all the timing screens were all very, very wrong. Ferrari looks to the outside. Porsche has to defend for this penultimate time into the bus stop. We'll park it on the apex. Nowhere for the Ferrari to go. This is where Concoli has the opportunity to make good on the threat of his 51 car, but can't get the traction down coming out of the bus stop. Those tyres must be suffering at this point. And that is it. The time has elapsed. The final lap for Romano Berinic. Just needs to stroke that Porsche home. And here is the dive. Here is the move. Tabovsek goes alongside the 125. On the brakes, the 100 has to take the inside line. A big kick of oversteer. And will lose out on both positions. Was ahead very, very briefly. He had to make the move then, or not at all. But suddenly, Adrian Santic with a little bit of pressure off his back. But now with Concoli. Concoli is a much more difficult proposition to try and defend against. See how quick that Ferrari got up behind. It's one thing passing a second Ferrari. It's another thing entirely trying to get past a Porsche. This is going to be Excellent. Berinic crosses the line to take the win. Maciej Heiler will come home in 22nd, just behind. Heartbreak for the PCDC driver. But this battle looks as though it's opened up just a little bit, the tiniest bit. If he's going to make a move though, Concoli knows it has to be here. The Porsche just has to go defensive, park it on the apex. On the brakes, does the 51 get the cutback? Not quite. Jamie Noble has abandoned to the pits. Did he run out of fuel? And Jamie Noble from a 4th position will be demoted. How far down is he going to go? An astounding turn of events in the latter stages of this race. I'm shocked. Donut Cedar Rouge for the 89 car, and I'm sure Borovic is over the moon to have been gifted that. I can't believe Winkler will be one of the last to come across the line. This is as far as Jamie Noble from 4th to 18th. I fear for a lack of fuel. Donuts for Otto Winkler in the 82 Bentley. Always a pleasure to see the rest of the life of those tyres be used up. And now we have the usual celebrations. As the drivers pirouette for the final time. Romano Berinic will take the win then from Mansi in that 2nd position. Nidazak will take home the bronze, and Philippe Borovic will be gifted a 4th position. Remco Langendijk will come home in 5th. I'll tell you what, let me see if I can return to the garage and get a... I didn't mean to press that one. That's a picture to put on a postcard. Send to your loved ones. Wish you were here. It's sunny at Spa. That wasn't what I wanted to do at all. Timetables. Race. And it looks as though we're not going to have the... that's a shame. So Remco Langdijk in 4th, Santic 5th, Concoli in 6th, Kops in 7th, Tabovsek 8th, Miksik 9th, Dakuda 10th, Jokic 11th, Minton promoted to 12th in the end. I fear as though that penalty hasn't been applied just yet. The 2nd Kops brother will come 13th, Tadic 14th, Winkler 16th. Noble, we've lost at least one driver that hasn't been classified here in 18th. Martin, Bewley and Kuchar will round out the drivers that have remained. I really wish that they wouldn't leave the server. It makes life very, very difficult for me to keep track of. Wait for the... see if anybody does want to... see if anybody does want to come and have an interview. I say, I will be a little bit quieter than usual. As I think Zach... is that neither Zach coming for a chat? This is a man. These are 2 men that are going to be very interesting to talk to. I'm more interested to talk to...
Hello.
I am much more interested in talking to you, Jamie. What happened?
I ran out of fuel.
I thought that might be the answer.
I'm so sad. I'm
You
devastated.
lost out on a 4th position, demoted.
No, that was a third.
Huh?
That was a third.
It
I would have
wasn't.
kept it. I would have kept it. I would have kept that. I only.
Thanks to
He caught up so quickly because I had to stop fuel saving, and then I just ran out anyways.
So why didn't you just put a bit more fuel in?
Well, I never did a full race stint of practice,
I see. That's.
so I was just kind of guessing.
I see.
Did do quali practice, not race practice.
Nice. Now, so another lesson to learn.
Well, I spent most of the day fixing a toilet.
There are plenty of jokes I could make that I'm not going to make.
My race went down the fucking thing.
Language, Jeremy.
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely fine. But it was a bit of a toilet race for both of you in the end, wasn't it? Really, Max, you're having a race. Yeah. You're having a series from hell. I think is the best.
I know. Well, I had pace to be. Well, I was around 12th, 11th, 12th at the end. Well, I was lapped, but I was keeping up with them, and I just I got punted off a bit at the start of the race. Don't know by who, but didn't end very well for me.
No, and plenty of penalties to abide by. It's difficult driving when you know you can be so much faster, having that patience to try and get past some drivers that aren't quite on your pace, and when there isn't. Yeah. I mean, with the way the BOP is, it's very difficult to pass when the car says no, for want of a better expression. Yeah, the Aston Martin's a very good all-round car, but when you're pitched up against Ferraris that have such straight line advantage and McLarens that are so quick in a straight line,
yeah, it's difficult.
Yes, it was a lovely car to drive. I just wish I hadn't.
Oh yeah, I had good fun. I had so much. Towards the end, when I was just, I don't think I got blue flagged once that entire race, even though I was a lap down the whole time.
Yeah,
it's very frustrating.
It goes to show the pace, but yes, Team Bean rose briefly.
I tried.
You tried so hard, and you got so far.
Yeah.
But in the end, you ran out of fuel, and it didn't matter anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe next time I'll actually just do a full race stint of practice, and then I'll actually know how much fuel to burn. Maybe I should have done like I should have done a fuel calculator. There's a lot of things. Like
so many things should have done.
I
was like, 100 liters will be fine. It wasn't.
Nope.
Not at Spa.
Not at Spa. You spend a lot of time on fully open throttle. Next week, Donington Park. Back to the UK and to a track that I was at very recently.
We're going to British GT at Donington.
Ooh! I was there for Tuna Fest, so I got to watch drift cars and TC UK, which was epic fun.
That's good, actually.
But you get to drive around it next week in your Aston Martins.
Got to win, really.
Hopefully, you have to win. Surely, Jamie. Come on.
Sure.
I'll get on the podium. You win.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure. It's the home race, so more pressure, but much bigger win if you do manage to finish well.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Lovely. Hopefully, it's probably going to rain. Knowing Donington.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Hopefully.
If it's mildly making the weather, it's going to be British rain.
That will absolutely play to your advantage. It will absolutely play to your advantage.
I'm bad in the rain.
No, you're not.
How can
We're
you be
British
bad
for good in the rain.
Exactly. Jamie's got the right idea. Gentlemen, Team Bean, I will catch you next week. Commiserations for this evening. It was a hard fought for position.
Commiserations.
That was
for the time being.
We'll see.
All right.
Absolutely. Have a lovely evening, gents, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
And now, the man who was gifted... No, he wasn't gifted. He very much worked for his third place. You're right, Zach.
Hey, hello, Hack. How are you?
I am not doing too bad at all. How was Spa?
Yeah, man. As I said in chat, it was it's my first podium here in ISDA with GT3s. So I'm so happy with this. It's a great feeling to finish at top 3.
And what a place to do it in as well. Are you a fan of Spa?
No, I'm just not that fun, but I can admit that I did some 2 hours practice, full stints, to be able to fix the pace at 18 points between page 1 and page 5. So that's what happened in the race today. So the race was the pace was there exactly as a practice.
Excellent.
So yeah, I was consistent, and I had some great fights with the Hailey, the Audi, blue Audi, and a good fight also with Noble. So yeah, I enjoyed a lot the fights.
Yeah, it was great watching you as well. That Ferrari is a very peculiar proposition, isn't it, when it comes to balancing it against other cars? Like sometimes the speed advantage you had was incredible, and other times you'd come through the sector 2 through the twisty bit of Spa, if that makes sense, and it just seemed to not want to hold on to the road.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in the practice sessions, I needed more stability than top speed, because Ferrari is good on top speed, but you can lose all the gains in the sector 3 or sector 2.
Yeah.
So I had to find the balance for the car, and it was good practice and good setup for that balance, because I did my PB in quali time, 2:16.9. Never did this lap time in this game since I had it like 3 years. So I was surprised what that car can deliver in this track when she's well set.
Yeah, no, massive congratulations on taking that third position on merit as well. You really did have to work to get that position back from the Aston Martin. How did that feel going around the outside into Le Mans?
Yeah, it was the outside, I think. The outside after the straight. I think yes, but at Noble was very very clean there, because it's very hard to stick in the inside line if the car she will slide over you in the outside. So Noble, I mean, he I think hold his lane very well, and I congratulate him for this. But his pace was 2 seconds slower in the last 10 minutes. And in chat, he told me that he were in a different mode engine because he were out of fuel. That explain why he is like 2 seconds slower. But his pace was like exactly like mine, like in the second stint after the pit. By the way, he undercutted me in the pit.
Yes.
I was before the pit. I was ahead of him, and just after he pitted, he was in front. So very good race from him, and sadly he had some issues with fuel. But that's good feeling to take over. Like I said, like yes, the scream of Hamilton when he overtake someone, like like yes. I knew that P3 was for me. I was looking like Borovic. I think he was P4, and for 6 seconds and only 5 minutes to go. So I knew that podium was for me.
100%. Well, Hailey fell away fairly early in the race. We know how pointy that Audi can be, but we've not really seen it so far. This was the first time that we've seen that Audi not quite behaving for Massiage as normal.
Yeah, I mean, Hailey, I saw him, behind me, doing like 0.5 seconds faster than me. He was doing 17.5 or something. Mm-hmm. This is pointless to fight with him while I was so in Noble run away. So I decided to let him go a bit, not fight with him. So he overtook me, and I let him fight with Noble, and to expect something go wrong with them, and I can be opportunist to get P3. And that's what happened. I mean, Hailey crashed in the Le Rouge. It's sad for him, but it's racing, you just need to be opportunist and wait something happened in the race. But I think Hailey just lost his downforce because he was too much close to Noble in the radio, and he lost it sadly in the wall. But yeah, it was my strategy to not fight with Haile because he was too fast for me.
Words of wisdom from a driver who is so known for driving aggressively and going for the gaps. This is the first time I've heard you talk about playing the long game, and it's fantastic. It is. Do you know how satisfying it is to hear? Like, I am sick as a dog right now, but I am so happy to hear you say that. Like that longer game plan and all. That's how you earn that position today. And this man, they're all going to be in trouble at the top of the timing screens now. Like with this attitude, like, you'll be unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, it was because I was faster than Noble, and suddenly he took 2 seconds from us. So why? Because we were fighting with the Haile. So why book him? Let him go and further. See what happened next. I will try to use this strategy further. To maybe P2 for something like next races. Who knows? But anyway, tonight I splitted that Porsches, and hopefully we can do it again and again because they are so fast.
Man, I look forward to seeing it because you are blisteringly quick on your day. It would be great to see that happen every day.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for your support.
You have a lovely evening, man. It's great to speak to you, as always.
Yeah, see you next week, man.
Next week.
Goodbye.
Next, into the com box, a new voice, Jimbo Mansi, who finished second on the road. Unfortunately, I think that your livery, unless you're supposed to have a black car, didn't quite work. Yeah.
No, I've just been informed on how to update that. So, I said earlier on the stream about being old, and yeah.
I'll be fair, mate. You don't sound any older than me. You can't say you're that old. An introduction to ISDA then. What's your first impressions having completed your first race?
Brilliant. It's the first community league that I've been in where you have the live stewarding, over the race. So fortunately I wasn't involved in any of that, but no, really, really good, and it seems to bring an added level of respect and etiquette to the track. I know there are incidents in the race. There'll always be someone that gets a little bit hot-headed and makes a silly move, but overall, I think, really, really good. And even though it was quite a quiet race after Hyler lost it behind me, and I forget the name of the guy in P1, but he was sort of just pulling away. It was just a case of just do my thing.
Yeah, and do you think you did? Second for your first race holds a lot of potential for future races. Is Spa a favoured track for you personally? We know it's kind of on balance for the Aston.
It is. The only issue is I don't think my setup was a setup made for 114 litres of fuel. So the car felt pretty shoddy the first stint. I got like one good lap at the start where I think I did like an 18.2 or an 18.0, maybe something like that, and then I don't know, the tyres on the left side were a little bit too hot. They were sort of dipping into the 28s. So Puan was quite interesting. The double left, I was sort of just Tokyo drifting my way around there every lap. Fortunately, the Aston I don't think you can spin it, even if you try. So yeah, hopefully next race I'll get a better idea of my race setup and have a qualifying setup. That was definitely a qualifying setup. Same setup I used in qualifying and set my fastest ever time. So definitely the right setup for qualifying, which was quite exciting, being sort of on the same time until it was final lap. But I'd given all I could at that point, so I wasn't going to improve.
No, that's absolutely fair. But again, plenty of good things to see from today's showing. That must be a massive confidence boost to you coming into the community, and not only being able to have that clean racing, but also to be competitive as well.
Yeah, I mean, you never know where you're going to sit
until you actually race. There's quite a lot of pro splits across different communities and leagues, and you'll find yourself mid-pack in one pro split, and then you'll find yourself battling at the front in another. So yeah, always nice to be up near the front. I think the guy in P1 was definitely in another league today, but who knows what the next track holds. But I think the biggest confidence boost is the quality of the racing, is with the live stewarding. Yeah, it just gives you almost like there's someone there, watching over. So if someone does something, it's going to get picked up, and you'd like to think that the sort of mentality of everyone going into it is that, yeah, whatever I do is going to be penalised straight away. So I'm not going to be an idiot, I guess is the politest term I can use.
Yeah, but that is it's the kind of attitude that is bred, not you don't do that because there's someone watching over you. You either do it or you don't. I think we're very, very lucky with ISDA that the live stewarding separates the wheat from the chaff in that regard. And so yeah, we end up with fair and clean drivers because it's been made that way. But the drivers that are here wouldn't be dirty drivers anyway, if that makes sense.
No, definitely.
It's just it. But this was the ethos of ISDA from the very founding. Thankfully, I was included fairly early on in the organisation. I know the organisers really well, and yeah, that was what they wanted, and they really have succeeded on their mission statement of having this clean series where you can just turn up and you have people who you can run side by side with.
Yeah, the start was really good. Obviously, got quite tight. I was hoping to get a better run because the Aston is a bit of a pig off the line. Mm-hmm. So the Porsche gets a good jump, but I knew I had more top speed after looking at my sector time in Split 3 in qualifying. So I knew if I could get close enough, I could get the run, and I went for the outside. And it was nothing unfair, nothing dirty, but it's definitely it was safer to just drop in behind and then maybe try again. But at that point, I think after 2 or 3 laps, it settled into a 2-second gap, and that was it really.
Discretion is the better part of valor, I think, is the expression. But yeah, absolutely. Again, kudos for an excellent opening round for the championship. It'd be great to see you mature in ISDA as well.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me.
Nah, you good, man. I'll catch you in a bit.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
And last but not least, we will take into the combox. Sorry, Philip. It was I've not spoken to Jim before, so I had to kind of get a gauge of him as well. Do we have Romano with us, or
no?
He had to go.
Yeah, I hope you're going to hear me. My internet is. I don't know why.
It was a difficult race for you tonight. Then tell us from your perspective, because we did have eyes on you a couple of times when you were flying off into Narnia, Bruxelles and things like that. Don't worry, if you watch the replay back, you'll see me get very, very, very scared for a second. Yeah, because I thought you'd had a brake failure or something like that and gone careening off.
No, I managed to brake and spin in the straight line, so it was good.
yeah.
But I mean,
go on.
Yeah, the car was great. We managed to really good setup for Spa, which is really hard in the Porsche. Mm-hmm. The car was super fast, but it was my mistake, so it is what it is.
Yes, but I'm more interested to know. I have fairly good internet and a very low ping to any server that I join. What was it like having your internet troubles on your end? Because we could see you wiggling about and the car wasn't reporting its location right. What was it like from your end?
It was awful. I was actually mad at Zach in the beginning. I thought it was him. I have optical internet at home, so it's usually really good. really fast. This was the first time it happened, so I was really mad at him. Look at this guy. He's lagging like crazy. And then later I noticed that it was everybody. So it was probably my fault. I'm sorry for everyone if they were scared of me.
It's one of those things, and it's very big of you to come in and say sorry and stand up for that. Because as I say, I'm sure it was just as terrifying for you to not be able to know where everybody else was.
Yeah, it was awful. So when you drive in the straight line, the car just appears in front of you, so you never know where he is. You can't overtake. And yeah, awful.
That's absolutely terrifying. Hopefully, you'll be back to full strength next week for Donington Park. Are you expecting big things there?
I mean, the Porsche should be good there. It's not really great at Spa, so it was a challenge. But
and you've gone.
Maybe the internet. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, it's just the internet talking every now and then.
Yeah.
So, a nightmare for you, all round.
It wasn't a nightmare. I had fun, so that's what matters.
Good. Despite everything, I'm really glad to hear that as well, because it sounds when the internet's playing up, when you're having connection issues like things like that, that's the kind of race that I kind of go, what's the point in carrying on? That's just about the only thing that gets to me is when I can't race wheel to wheel with people. That really gets to me. But well done on... Well, you managed to salvage a 4th position, which is incredible, considering.
I think everybody was scared of me because I was lagging so much, so they just let me go.
There probably was a bit of that.
Yeah,
but that's fine. That's fine. It's the one race in a million, and hopefully you'll be back to full internet speed next week.
I'll try to restart my router now, so
you're a legend.
Might be the problem.
You're a legend, Philip. Well done for sticking with it. I really don't envy you tonight. It sounds as though it was a small slice of hell. And now the devil knows what to treat me to when I end up there. Have a lovely evening, my friend. It'll be great to see you back to full strength at Donington Park, and Romano as well, obviously.
Yeah, thank you.
See ya.
See you.
And with all of that said and done, it just leaves me to bid you all a very good night, and I am going to go and give my voice a very, very well-earned rest. Have a very good afternoon or evening wherever you are in the world, and as always, be absolutely excellent to each other. I will see you next time for Donington Park. Oh man, it's going to be so good. Good night.